Hey everyone, it's Lars here, and welcome back to Virtual Paddock. Back in April 2021, I made a video called "The Fanatec CSL DD could completely change the sim racing wheel market." It was just after Fanatec had announced the CSL DD, so I speculated a bit about what might happen on the market now, both in terms of how other manufacturers would react, and how the prices on the used market would be affected. So now, 2 years later, I've decided to take a look at how the situation is now, and whether or not I got my predictions right. Now, for the first part, I'd actually left it as an open question. What are Fanatec's competitors going to do? I'd actually really only mentioned Thrustmaster back then, since their TSPC and TSXW bases were probably the closest competitors to the Fanatec CSL Elite. Pretty similar specs, belt drive, about 6 Nm of peak torque, and costing about €400 new. But then came the CSL DD, in that same torque and price range, 5 Nm for €350 and 8 Nm for €500. But this was direct drive, and it clearly left Thrustmaster on the back foot. So I wondered if they'd also joined the direct drive market. And well, they did. August 2021, Thrustmaster announced that direct drive was in the works, but it wasn't until late 2022 that they actually presented the finished product, the T818. So instead of making it a direct competitor to the CSL DD, Thrustmaster actually placed it slightly above, with a peak torque of 10 Nm and costing about €650. But even before the T818 was presented, there was a huge surprise in the market, because Logitech had also been working on a direct drive wheel, the G Pro racing wheel. Now this one was quite a bit more expensive, about €1,000 just for the base and wheel, 11 Nm of peak torque, but it was clear that direct drive was fast on its way up now. And while Thrustmaster and Logitech weren't competing directly with the CSL DD, other manufacturers were doing so. The Moza R5 wheelbase, for example, is exactly the same price as the 5 Nm version of the CSL DD, and the R9 is actually slightly cheaper than the CSL DD with boost kit. And the Simagic Alpha Mini with 10 Nm is the same price as the Thrustmaster T818. So it's plain to see that ever since the CSL DD came out, the bottom range of direct drives has pretty much exploded, and it's made direct drive a lot more affordable. Now, for the second part, I actually made a clear prediction. My claim was that the CSL DD would completely tank the prices on the used market for comparable belt-driven wheels. For example, I had bought my CSW 2.5 used for €400, just the base. That was about a month before the CSL DD was announced. So, taking a look at the market now, I see them mostly at around €250, and rarely up to €300, and never more than that if it's just the base. Whereas the new CSW 2.5 was about €550 if I remember correctly. So the price is down by around 50% these days. It has of course been out of production for about 2 years already, but you cannot deny that that's a very steep price drop. And interestingly, a used CSW and a used CSL Elite seem to be going for around the same price now. And it's very similar with the Thrustmaster TSPC and TSXW bases, they're slightly lower. I see them going for around €200 to €250. So at least for the CSW, I think I got that prediction right. The CSL Elite obviously didn't drop quite as extremely, but that's also down to the fact that it wasn't as expensive to begin with. So that's how the market has changed since the release of the CSL DD. I was honestly surprised by just how much the bottom range of direct drive has exploded, but definitely happy to see it. I actually remember reading a comment back in 2019 or so, where someone said, "It's 2019 and direct drive wheels are quickly becoming the norm." And back then, I didn't really agree, but nowadays I definitely do. It's finally become affordable, And you even see people getting a CSL DD as the first wheel sometimes. I think you can say that the Fanatec CSL DD has indeed changed the sim racing wheel market. Anyway, so thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. So, till next time, use the downforce, and see you soon.